morning. We are here today. My name is Annemieke, and I'm here with Emily at Caliquoco, and we are going to work on block 2 of the Spring Mystery Box. So block 2 is on page 87 of your book, and it's called the Dervish Star. And there's a lot of moving parts to block 2. So we're going to start first making our A blocks. So I have all these spread out to show you which ones we're going to do. So we're going to put the A's all together. And the A's are all going to be cut, again, from the bottom right to the top left at an angle. All right, and then I'm going to take them all and make them so that they're going to be my A's. So I'm going to put that as my background, and then this will go here. And I do this just so I don't get them confused and get them flipped and all that. Since there is no right or wrong side to Kona, I just want to make sure that I have all the blocks going the right way for what I need it for. So, and did I do that one right? Yeah. Nope, I didn't. See, this is what happens. So, all right. Do I have, no, I have a mixed medley here going on. All right, let me fix this again. So we want this one to go here to here. So this one is our wrong one, actually. And again, this is why I kind of lay them all out to make sure I'm doing it right. Because it makes a difference which way your A's and your B's are going.
So you want your cut edges to go back together, right? Your diagonal?
Yep.
Okay.
But you want them in a certain direction. What? Oh,
that one?
Oh, there you go. Thank you. As she says that,
I was
points
like,
out,
wait a
hey,
minute.
wait a minute. Yeah, it's early, people. It better be early or late. All right. So these are all for our A's. Okay, so now again, we're going to just do a 1/4 inch seam allowance on all of these. And the one thing I didn't show you yesterday is trying to keep track of all your different blocks, your fabric, because once you start cutting into them, you're like, oh, I'll remember. No, you won't. So I just took the little sticky note, little sticky that was on there, and I just pinned it to my selvage, and I did that to all of my different blocks. So that helps keep track of your different fabrics, because you're going to reuse some of them. And they're not necessarily going to be in the same order. So I just did that in all my blocks. All right, so now we're ready to sew. And we're just going to chain piece all of these. And I've got my stitch length again at about 2. You can go a little bigger if you want. Totally up to you. But I tend to piece at 2 these days. Two more to go. Oops. Let's fix that. There we go. Last one here. so we have all of those done. And now we're going to press all of these to the dark side. And you do want to make sure you press them that way, because with the Bloc Loc rulers, you need that seam. That's where you're going to kind of set your ruler into. And so it'll make a difference how the blocks get cut. So we're just going to take all of these and...
So is the dark side on these ones considered the pink and the
Yes,
teal,
the dark side,
teal?
yeah. The background on this one is the light blue. So this one's using 4 of your different fabrics this time. So one from the previous block, and then the rest of them are new fabrics. All right, so that's our A. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use our ruler here. And again, this time we're going to trim them down to 1 5/8 and 1 5/8 by 2 3/4. So you're going to use your ruler again. You're going to slide it in there. So this slides in there, okay? So we're going to do 1 5/8. Okay. So we're going to trim this down here first. And then you're going to make sure you have your 5/8 and your 2 3/4 in there. So we're going to square this off here. All right. And then we're going to slide this. Or I could have turned it around. So we want 2 3/4. And then you're going to have it lined up 1 5/8 here. Okay? All right, so that's your A. That's your first A. So we're going to square all these up. So you lock that in there. All right, and then roll. All right, so we have 1 5/8, 2 3/4. All right. So 2 3/4, 1 5/8. Okay, so you want to make sure. Okay. Lock that in right. Okay. So we have 1 5/8, 2 3/4. We're good on that one. And make sure you can see the A and you're reading it the right side up when you're doing this, because they do lock in either way. So 2 3/4 and 1 5/8. There we go. And with these rulers, once you make sure that you have what you need to do that second cut, They should always come out to be, like I said, 2 3/4 by 1 5/8. So it's just magical. And it just slides on that seam, and that's why you want to have that seam going towards the back, to your dark side, because that's how this ruler locks in. If you had your seam go on the other side, then it would have to lock into the other way, and you don't want it for these blocks to do it that way. So, so that's all your A's. So now we're going to go on to B. Oh, this one.
Oh.
Let's see here, get our ruler right. All right. So 2 3/4. Nice. All right, so now we have all our A's. Now we're ready to do our B's. So again, we're going to do the same thing we did earlier with our A's. We're going to line them all up. Like to pair them all up. All right, now these are going to be cut at the opposite angle. So these are going to be our B's. They're going to be cut from the bottom left to the top right. Okay? All right, so those are our B's. So now we're going to make all our B's. So we want our B's to go this way. And again, like I said, I like to match them all up to make sure I don't get them going the wrong way. You get them going the wrong way and you got to start over. Last one. Alrighty, so now again we're going to just chain piece all of these with the 1/4 inch seam. Here's our last one. Right. So now again, we're going to go ahead and cut these all apart. And then we're going to press them again to the dark side. So that's going to be our pink and dark blue side. All right. All right. All right, so now we're ready to cut. So we're going to get our B ruler. Here we go. And this time we're going to, again, we're going to do, yeah. So again, 1 5/8, 2 3/4. So we're going to trim all these down. So 2 3/4, 1 5/8. So, and you'll notice on these blocks, if you're doing them right, they should look with this, have this little notch right here and here. If you're not getting that, you're not cutting them right.
Does that notch help get the perfect points in the end?
That's what's helping you, yeah. That's what's nice about this ruler. First time I did this block, I didn't realize there was a special ruler for this book. And this book, you have to have the ruler in order to make the blocks work out. And my points weren't coming together right. So you definitely need, for this book, you need the ruler to get the points you want. And then you get those beautiful points. All right. Go. Missed one. Always miss something, don't I? All right, here we have our last one. And do make sure you have it butted all the way along against your seam. All right, so now we have all our A's and our B's made.
We got 2 more over here.
Well, we might have them all made. They're just not all cut, apparently. All right.
Just hanging out together.
They are. All right. I got my ruler upside down. Makes
So
a
when you line it
difference.
up, you start with the B is the right side up like you would read it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep. Yep. Two and 3/4. All right. All right, now we have them all cut, right? Yes?
As far as I can tell.
Okay, all right.
All the ones I see.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lay our blocks out. So, you're going to have an A and a B, and then, let's see, then this one goes over here. And then you get a square each here. This is a big block. They're all 9-inch blocks, but they're bigger because of the fact we're trying to put them all together. So then you're going to have, this is going to be a B. And then you get a square and a square. It's like putting a little puzzle together. And that.
Stripey is cute.
Yep. Yeah, that's what's fun about this bundle. It's got, you know, a little of the different, it's not just Kona. All the fabric by Robert Kaufman. Let's see here. Putting little puzzles together. Put that there, that there. And we're going to put one of these here, 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 and another one of these guys. So if you cut out the right amount of A's and B's, you should have, or am I wrong, Emily?
Oh, you're missing your middle, that little bitty row.
There we go, here we go. Yep, there we go. Here we go. That one goes there. This one goes here. And that one goes there. So again, this is going to be all your blocks. And what I would do is I'm going to sew these. I will just show you what I'm going to do. How's that? So I'm going to sew these guys together first. 1/4 inch seam. Put them together. All right. All right. So you're going to sew that one first together. And then I like to, and see what a nice little point you get there.
Ooh, that is awesome.
I'm going to open this up. And this pressing bar is the nicest thing to for opening your seams up. Get a nice flat seam. So that's going to go there. So I'm going to sew that one together first. Then I'm going to go back and sew this one. And again, 1/4 inch seam. And I do back stitch on these. And that one open.
On a block like this, would you chain piece it all, or do you feel like it's easier to do one little bit at a time?
I like to do one little bit at a time, just simply because there's so many pieces. You can kind of lose some of that. So this way I know that it's all going to be done. So I'm going to do it in rows. So I'm going to do each row first. If I didn't have so many different pieces, I probably would. But since they're all different sizes and shapes, I find it better, for me, it's easier to keep track of. You could chain piece it, but then you have to remember
which triangle goes which way.
Which triangle goes which way. And I just find it easier to do it one at a time in a row. So I have this one done. So then I'm going to take this one, turn this over. And I like to work from where the points are, if that makes any sense, that we made. All right, see? So another nice little intersection there. And that's what's all about these rulers. The rulers are made so you get those nice points and valleys, I guess you'd want to call those. So you have a nice, when you come across here, you're going to have a nice 1/4 inch, and it's just going to make a beautiful, nice little valley there. So then I would just add this one to that one. And you do have to make sure they're matching each other, otherwise it's not all going to happen. Okay, so all right, so there you go. That's my row 1. And see, as you come across here, when you're doing your 1/4 inch seam, you'll have the beautiful little points there too. So basically, I'm going to do every row the same way. This next one is going to be a short row, so I'm going to just put this one to this one to this one, and then put those together. And then you end up with this block that looks like that. So that's block 2. It's the Dervish Star from our Mystery Spring Box.
All right, very cool.